Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Man Views. As always, I always at the very end to share my thoughts and comments.
State's proposal is as follows. Mr. Vasquez owes an unpaid child support balance of $16,054.87 as of March 31st, 2023. We are requesting a payout of $130 monthly beginning May 1st, 2023. A medical support judgment of $12,548.24 as of March 31st, 2023. State is requesting payout of $113 a month beginning May 1st, 2023. As is the practice, court costs to be billed to non-custodial parents 60 days from today. There was non-disclosure for Mr. Vasquez. Just want to verify it was prior. Sorry, Judge.
Mr. Vasquez dropped, so he just rejoined again.
I am so sorry. I lost connection.
Okay. So I'm not sure if he heard what your proposal was, but child support arrears, the state is requesting a judgment of $16,054.87 with a payout of $130. Medical support arrears, proposed judgment $12,548.24. On child support arrears, state is proposing a payout of $130. On the medical support arrears, state is proposing a payout of $113, both beginning May 1st. She's requesting court costs be billed to Mr. Vasquez and a non-disclosure finding to continue in your favor. That's her proposal. So I just want to make sure that I know you disconnected by accident, your connection. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Thomas.
Yes, Judge, if I may, I need to clarify the non-disclosure finding. I'm not finding in the prior order, just messaging them.
Okay.
But if I may proceed, I call Ms. Bautista. Ms. Bautista, did you hear the terms I stated to the court?
Yes, ma'am. Hello.
Do you agree with the state's request today?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand that our system stopped charging current child support and current medical support to Ms. Vasquez.
Yes.
The day we found out about the order from CPS establishing someone else as the father?
Yes.
Do you have any safety concerns if your phone number and address were to appear in the court order today?
No.
Is this proposal in the best interest of your child?
Yes.
I pass the witness.
Okay, well, 1 second. So because now I could get into my odyssey. So I know I heard what you said, but I want to make sure you stated that another order has found that another individual is the biological father of the child subject to this case?
Yes, Your Honor. On May 5th, 2022, CPS did an order in the same cause establishing Ronnie Lee Clements as the father for the child, Michelle Vasquez. But there was a prior AOP, and we had done the initial order in 2012, establishing Mr. Ricardo Vasquez as the father. There's no request for release, Your Honor, of arrears.
Okay. And so the state is requesting to confirm those monies from the prior order against Mr. Vasquez.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Although we're aware now that he's not the father, although he signed an acknowledgement of paternity, correct?
Yes, Judge.
Okay. Let me ask Mr. Vasquez something. You disagree with their request, Mr. Vasquez?
Yes.
Okay. I do too. I'm going to have to refer it to district court, though, because the relief that possibly you can get, I can't give you. I have a special jurisdiction on what I can rule on. My suggestion to you, Mr. Vasquez, is you need to go hire you an attorney and see what your legal options are. At this point, I am not going to move forward on their pleadings. I'm going to refer the case to district court. You need to hire an attorney. You got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the case will be referred to district, and Ms. Bautista and Mr. Vasquez, can Ms. Thomas put your email addresses in the referral for district court, because the district court judge is going to set a hearing and they're going to send notice letters to you guys, and they have to be able to contact you. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So is it okay that she put that in the order that I'm referring it to district, your email address, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Anything.
And ma'am, do you understand that they're going to have to send notice of the hearing to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What else?
If I may, Your Honor, so sorry to interrupt you. Ms. Bautista is currently incarcerated.
Right.
I'm not 100% sure if she has access to email. May I include her mailing address?
Yes, Ms. Bautista, is that fine that she includes your mailing address, making sure you get notice of all hearings, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, yes. Is there anything else, Ms. Thomas?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you both are free to go. You both will receive a copy of the referral, and you should be hearing about hearing dates from the district court coordinator. And either one of you can hire your own counsel. The Attorney General's office does not represent either one of you. They only represent the state of Texas, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you both are free to go, and both of you have a good day.
As you as well.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay. Let's get straight to it. First of all, I want to say the judge, I'm happy she made that decision, which was very fair. Cut the bull crap. The dad is not the father. There's a DNA test that showed that he's not the father, but yet the state still wanted him to pay child support, those back child support. And she was like, nah, you know what? Nah, we good. We're not doing that. So congrats to her, right? But now, before we tackle into everybody involved, let me, as always, give you fellas, fathers, some advice. Of course, some mothers, women won't like what I'm about to say, but it's really needed to protect, families and children involved. And I'm going to explain to you why. And of course, especially fathers and the mothers too. Now, let me explain what this is. Number one, fellas, fathers, do not, I repeat, if you get a woman pregnant, whether that was your girlfriend, a girl you just messing around with, do not sign that birth certificate until you get a DNA test done. Now, if you are married and your wife get pregnant, by default, you will be claimed as the father, even if she cheated on you, right? Outside your marriage, and she gets pregnant, you will still be claimed by default through the marriage as that child's biological father. However, that does not mean you should not get a DNA test. Still get a DNA test. Now let's backtrack to just someone that's just your girlfriend or girl you just slept around with, not your wife. In this case, it seemed like this is what this guy went through. Once you sign that birth certificate, that document will do two things. Here are the two things that document will solidify. Number one, when you as the father, as the man, let's just start with the man before you even claim as a father. Let's start as you being the man. Once you as the man sign that birth certificate, it's saying one thing, right? There's two, but here's the first thing. Number one, you are saying that you are the father of that child. You are claiming that child. Whether or not that's your child or not, once you sign that birth certificate, you telling the state that, hey, I am saying that I am the father of the child. Which bring me to my number two. Second, you are signing up for child support. That's really what it is. Once you sign that birth certificate, you are voluntarily saying, hey, you can't put me on child support. Once you sign that paper, they don't got to find you like they usually do to serve somebody for child support. Once you say, hey, I'm the father, they can easily just get you on that child support system. Now, here's what I would say to y'all. Do not sign that birth certificate. If you do, get a DNA test done right away. Now, out of respect, you can tell your girl, hey, I'm going to get a child. I'm going to get the child's DNA test done. You can come with me. Now, out of respect, keyword out of respect, right? But honestly, you don't have to, because a lot of time, I don't know why, but a lot of moms, women, will get upset if a father or a man asks, hey, I am going to do a DNA test. That doesn't mean that, oh, he thinks you cheated on him, right? It's just for his own peace of mind. Just like how a man will do anything in their power to provide peace of mind to their women, right? To their woman, to their wives, to their girlfriend. Allow that man to get his own peace of mind as well. And if you know you did not cheat on that man, you should have no reason to be like, oh, hell nah, what DNA? So what you mean? You thought I cheated on you? Why get mad? If you know you did not cheat at all, then if anything, you should be like, you know what? Fine, let's go get a DNA test so you can look stupid. You should be very proud and quick to say, yeah, let's go. I know I ain't messing around. But once you start to get mad and upset if I ask for a DNA test, I'm like, I don't know. Now it's a little red flag. Why are you upset for? Get out your feelings. Stop being selfish. Allow that man to get his DNA test. Because what happened if that man is not the father, right? Fast forward. It's what's happening here. Number one, that man was told he owed $16,000 in back child support. $16,000. And the sad case is the state, well, this lady right here, what's her name? Thomas, this little shrimp right here. Even after she found out that this father, this guy, he's not the father anymore. This man is not the father of the child. She doesn't care. She still wants him to pay $16K plus more in child support, knowing darn well that it's been confirmed he's not the father. The mother lied. If anything, the mother should be, I know she's in jail currently. We don't know what she went to jail for, but she should be locked up for extra years for fraud. You committed fraud. You knew that was not the father, but you still trying to get money out of him. And this lady right here, you have the nerve to still ask for that child support, knowing damn well that's not the child's father. She should be locked up too, to be honest. Now he have to go through all this hell, get a lawyer eventually, and waste his time going to court. But now here's one of the most painful part about all this, why I think it's very important for men to do a DNA test, right? Here's what I mean when I said it protects the child as well. Now picture this man spent 10 years with that child from birth up to now, right? Let's say 10 years. Loved that child. And that child loved him, right? That child got to know his side of the family. That child got to, quote unquote, spend time with, I don't know if the child was a girl or boy, but let's just, I don't know the gender, but let's just say that child spent time with his or her grandma, grandpa, siblings and cousins and aunties and nephews. Then his side of the family loved the child. Friends loved the child. The father, the child, they bond, they love each other. For 10 years. That child living in his house for 10 years. 10 years. Now, can you imagine finding out that that's not your child? I have a child, right? I love my child. And for me, the first thing I did was the DNA test. I don't play around. I was like, I don't care. Hell no. I need a DNA test. I don't care if you get upset, you get mad. That's on you. You get mad. I don't care. Because I need to make sure that I'm going to love my child 100% with no thoughts in my head like, what if it's not my child? Because now I can love my child fully. Because I know for a fact that's my blood. I did the test. It said 99.99999.9. That's my child. Documented everything. So for me, I love my child just with full open arms. But imagine those 10 years passed by. That man loved that child. And then one day, he discovered that's not his child. How do you tell a child that? Because if he stayed, he got paid $16K in child support. That's not fair to him. The mother lied. So do you stay and pay that all that money back child support and current child support to the point where if you can't afford to pay all that money back, you get your license suspended, passport revoked or suspended, or you might even go to jail. They don't care if you have no job or not. So is it worth it to remain after you've been lied to for 10 years and you might possibly go to jail if you can't pay that back child support? All the money you make from your job will be taken away from you. You can't survive for a child that's not yours. Any man in the right mind will be like, you know what? Nah, I gotta go. But how can you tell that child that? Like, hey, do you even tell that child? Do you just disappear one day and just never show up? Let's say which is the route that he's going to do, right? That's why he's here. But now, for that child now, then what? Now what? That child know what the hell's going on regarding DNA tests and this and that. 10 years old. Now that child be heartbroken. That child be like, damn, was it me? Did I do something wrong? Did I get dad mad? Because in that child's head, you still her dad. So it's not fair to the child. It's not fair to the father. Now picture how his family will feel. Picture that child, which was once her grandma or grandpa, like, I'm sure they loved that child. Now it's like, hey, that's not your kid. That's not your grandchild. They'll be hurt. For those that have kids that's watching this, for those that have like nephews, nieces, grandkids, cousins, brothers, sisters, you know for a fact that there's a bond that you share with a child and someone in your family. Now, can you imagine that one day you wake up and just like that child you once loved, gone. That niece you once loved, gone. That nephew you once loved, gone. That grandchild you once loved, gone. That cousin you once loved, gone. And if you had siblings, let's just say, that child, was born and then you had a child before that child, and then so he or she had a sibling. As a brother, that little sister you had, gone. Everybody suffer. A mother that allows a man to raise a child that's not his is purely evil. And I stand on that. You a coward. You a liar. You are evil. You are worse than the goddamn devil. I can't respect you for that. Stop being selfish. Overall. But see, now I don't wish bad on people. I don't. But notice how the mother is currently incarcerated. That's karma. What you do will come back around. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next year, but one day it will. All your evil deeds will come back and haunt you. Sometimes worse. The karma might not get back at you specifically, but karma can get back at a loved one, your kids, your spouse. So stop being selfish and stop being evil. Personally, I believe there should be a law that makes it mandatory for after a child is born, the man have to get a DNA test to make sure that that child is his. It should be mandatory. And also, once a father figure out that, hey, that's not his child, by default, the child support department should drop all charges, any back child support, any current child support. They should, by default, stop it. But here's some fun facts for all this. They won't. And here's a scarier situation. And this will be like the last thing I say, then we'll cut the video out. But listen to me. Fathers, you do know this guy, he got lucky, right? He found a good judge. But keep in mind that if that judge was a-hole, she could have still made him pay those back child support. and current child support, even though she knows he's not the father. And here's what I mean. And there's plenty of cases where that happened. Here's how they would do it. They would say, well, listen, the child's 10 years old now. So for the best interest of the child, we have to keep making you pay child support because it's already established that you were the father. So therefore, we don't want to make any sudden change where out of nowhere the child have no support now. So since you already claim you was the father, you already been paying financially for the child. You have to keep paying for the child until that child becomes 18 years old, or until the mother decides to go after the real biological father for child support. Until then, you have to keep paying it. And guess what? He'll have no say so. He could keep fighting, get a lawyer, and argue it out. It's possible he could still, eventually get out of that. But he can be in that predicament for years until they get overturned. So that's why I'm trying to tell y'all that do not sign a birth certificate until you're actually 100% sure that's your child. And sometimes a lot of men will be afraid to do a DNA test for two reasons. Number one, they're afraid to get the mother of that child, their spouse or their girlfriend upset, right? Number two, or they're afraid to find out that, dang, that wasn't my child. After 10 years, you love that child so much. If you find out that that's not your child, they'd rather be kept in the unknown, so they're not crushed emotionally. Men have feelings too. People do that. Folks will avoid discovering the truth because the truth will hurt. And that's for the mother go, you should be ashamed. Oh, you're not embarrassed? Fathers, man, be very careful. You have to understand, bro, the world doesn't care about you like you think they do. Be very careful. Know your worth. Know your value. You're not just here to be born, provide, protect, and die. You are much more than that. Okay? But what's your thoughts? Comment below. Was the judge fair? What's your thoughts about this lady right here being greedy to have the man that's not the father still pay those ridiculous price of child support? And what's your thoughts on the mother? Also, if any women watching this, what's your thoughts on what I said regarding, a man asking for a DNA test? Would you be upset? And if so, why? If your husband, boyfriend, fiance, or this guy you're just having sex with or had sex with said, hey, I want to bring our child to do a DNA test, would you be upset? If so, why? Why would you be upset? Why would you be offended? If you know you're not cheating around, why would it matter to you if you want to make sure that child is his just to have a peace of mind on his own? I want to know your thoughts. As always, please share the video, like, also comment, let's have a dialogue. And don't forget to subscribe. Peace.